Welcome to another edition of Tuscaloosa Talks. Today we're here at Westlawn Middle School, and in a few minutes we're going to get an opportunity to meet some of the unbelievable students here that one day are going to be not only leading this community but leading our nation, everything from medical sciences into the arts. But today I'm joined by my friend, Councilor Wilson. Councilor Wilson, you doing okay today?
I'm doing wonderful, Mayor. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. You know, I said this about Kip Tyner, but I think I'm going to say it of you. You have more titles than an English gentleman. You are a counselor.
Yes, sir.
You're Dr. Wilson.
Yes, sir.
You're also Pastor Wilson.
Yes, sir.
So you serve many different hats. So when do you find time to sleep?
You know, I'm probably like you, Mayor. I'm always up, even when I'm asleep. So I wake up around 5 in the morning and go to bed sometimes late at night because I'm trying to think, what can we do, what can be put into place to make people better, to make practices better. So, you know, it's a very fine line, and you really have to be strategic and intentional about getting some time for yourself.
Now, before we talk about council work, I want to talk about a little bit about your work in ministry.
Okay.
You started at an extraordinary age, and I think most people would be surprised to know that you started at the age of
9.
9 years old.
Yes, sir. I was just telling some of the Richard and some of the other people this morning that I started at the Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, which is right on 8th Street. My great uncle, the late Reverend Myron Hamner, was pastor.
What a great man.
Oh man, what you talking about?
Yeah,
he loved you too.
I love him. He's a great man.
Oh yeah, and he brought a sense of community to Tuscaloosa's Western cluster. If you remember, Friendship was one of the leading churches in that day. I can even remember when you first became mayor. Friendship Missionary Baptist Church was a great asset to the community in West Tuscaloosa. And so being able to be a part of that legacy for me says a lot. Because Friendship came from the West End Christian. We bought the old West End Christian school, and I can remember when Chief Swindle, when that had that hostage situation, and he was able to bring that those hostages out. And later on, Friendship Missionary Baptist Church purchased that church and the property.
I remember the day of the West End Christian incident because I was here, not in this building, but I was at Central West.
Oh wow!
And we then we didn't have phones. I mean, it wasn't like it is today. But word began to spread, and I remember going home that night and everyone watching on television. So there's a lot of history in that area.
Oh, most definitely so.
And your history began there, but today you're pastor down in Marion, Alabama.
Yes, sir.
And tell us the name of your church.
Providence Missionary Baptist Church. Which is right on Highway 14. Marion is a wonderful place. Although many people think that Selma is the melting pot or the beginning of the civil rights movement, the truth of the matter is that Marion actually is the beginning of what is known as the civil rights movement in the shooting of Jimmy Lee Jackson. And so you have various colleges like Judson College, Alabama State University, MMI, Marion Military Institute that were created and started right in a small town of Marion, Alabama. And so I'm privileged and honored to be their shepherd.
Now, you were 19 when you had your first church?
My first church was at 19.
That's amazing.
Listen, and I was in Greensboro, Alabama, at the Salem Missionary Baptist Church, which was the first African-American Baptist church in Greensboro, period, which split from Greensboro Baptist downtown. And the slaves came and they designed, they architected the ceilings, the whole structure of the church. And the church now is about 170 years old.
Well, my grandmother Ruby is my hero in life.
Okay.
She was such a strong woman. She'd been a great Puritan, very religious. And her son was a Methodist minister, and she wanted me to be a Methodist minister. And so eventually when I told her I think I wanted to pursue being an elected official, she said, Walter, and grandmother Ruby and my mom are the only two people who call me Walter. She said, Walter, there's really not much of a difference between a politician and a preacher. So I think she gave me her blessing in that. So I want to, actually though, I want to use that as a transition point because I do think there are a lot of similarities between the ministry and serving people, especially at the local level. How have you made that transition from being in the ministry into first a school board member,
Yes, sir.
and now a city council member. Have you found any similarities?
I found a whole lot of similarities. I must say I'm grateful and thankful for the opportunity to first of all serve on the school board before coming to city council. I believe the school board was not only an opportunity, but it showed me and gave me the essentials to be an elected official. It showed me how to work with a team, which is similar to what a pastor has to do with deacons. It showed me how to work for people, is what a pastor has to do for his congregation. It showed me how to be an even better listener without judgment, because that's what a pastor has to do, especially when, as a school board member, having to listen to student hearings. So I've had to juggle. Now, one thing that I would say is that my faith, I recognize in public service, I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to say, okay, well, my faith is against people who want to drink alcohol. Well, as an elected official, my job is to begin to look at what's best for the community in a way that it will not inhibit anything that's going on, that it will help Tuscaloosa. And so I found my way to be able to do that. I'm still learning. I would tell anybody, coming to the city council has been it's been a learning curve. You learn what to do, what not to do. You learn the opportunities that await you. You learn how to work with a mayor. Yeah. I'm privileged and thankful to be able to work with you. I can honestly say that you say that you didn't want to be a preacher, but you have the art. There's an art, homiletics, the art of preaching, hermeneutics.
That's what we call a nickel word around my house. That's a big time word right there.
But you have those gifts to be able to communicate. And being a pastor as well as a public servant is that you're able to connect and to communicate with people. And I'm grateful and thankful for that opportunity to work with you and the council and to work for District 1.
Well, I feel the same. And before we talk about some priorities in District 1,
okay,
what I'd be interested to know, and we picked Westlawn Middle School for two reasons. We're so proud of this amazing school. Mm-hmm. And you represented District 1 on the school board.
Yes, sir.
And so I'd be interested to know, what are the differences you've seen between going from school board to city council?
Well, when I think about the differences, one major difference. On city school board, we all had to work as a team to accomplish one goal. On the city council, there may be different particular goals that I have for my district that someone else may not have.
That's interesting.
For their district. And so therefore, it's incumbent upon me to work with the group to get them to, if I want to put something on the agenda, to be able to say, hey, I need your support on this. Whereas on the school board, the board chair and the superintendent did the agenda. However, on city council, the city council persons are able to put things on the agenda. And that was, to me, something totally new. Haven't done it yet, but but it's been a very invigorating experience.
Well, speaking of District 1, what are some of the goals in the first 4 years that you would like to get accomplished, or at least get the ball rolling?
You know, first of all, I want to thank the council for beginnings to see even more work on the MLK Jack Warner project.
Yeah.
I think that hearing people say, we want to get something done, we want to see something done, and I'm appreciative of that also.
And that's the largest city infrastructure project in its history.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I think sometimes that gets lost, and it's a needed investment for West Tuscaloosa.
Right, and I think that having that investment is going to open up a lot of opportunities for West Tuscaloosa. I want to see more recreation for our seniors and youth in West Tuscaloosa. Mm-hmm. I think that your Project Unity starts talking about a lot of things that you want to do, and I want to work with you to accomplish these goals. I want to be able to see young people, as we will see later on. I want to give them the hope. I wish we had an incubator center here, just like we see in Alberta with the Gateway. so that children will be able to come and to think outside of the box. I want to be able to see something. I know back in the day you had the focus on senior citizens where the people went and they played games. Of course, COVID has us bound by a whole lot of things, but want to see something happen with our seniors, recreation for them. And then, there's a lot of talk about the Benjamin Barnes YMCA, which will open up opportunities for a lot of, for the whole family. One thing, I want to see a decrease in crime. And I know that that's something that we cannot legislate. We can't legislate morals and values. We only can enforce the law. And I want people to realize that it takes more than just Chief Blankley, Chief Tubbs, and Chief Sebo to and Deputy Chief to make things happen. It's going to take a community effort to say there are certain types of behaviors that we will not tolerate in our community.
Well, it gets back. If you see something, say something, even if you want to say it anonymously.
Right.
Well, I want us to pause here because I know every time you and I meet, and we meet every 2 weeks, beyond just the city council meetings.
Right.
You're always talking about a school program you either have been to or you're going to.
That's right.
And so I think it's really worked out well today that we're going to get to spend a couple of minutes with some of a few great students here that we were talking to earlier.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to.
So we're going to pause here and come back in just a second on Tuscaloosa Talks and interview the future of Tuscaloosa.
Awesome.
We are fortunate, Mr. Wilson and I are fortunate to be joined by Michaela.
Yes,
now,
we are.
And Michaela, I can tell you're really excited about doing this.
Very.
Very excited. Michaela, what do you like to do for fun?
Mostly, I like to cheer. I'm actually a cheerleader here at Westlawn, or I like to spend time with my family and my sister.
That is fantastic. Now, Michaela, you were telling Mr. Wilson and I earlier that you want to be a traveling nurse.
Yes, sir.
Why a traveling nurse?
I think it would be really nice and fun to go around and help others, not only just here in my community, but in other places too, and take care of others.
That's awesome.
Mr. Wilson, you have any questions?
So tell me, Michaela, what inspired you to want to be a nurse?
My mom has worked as a CNA. She actually works at the Plasma Center now, and my mom just really inspires me to push myself and work harder for what I want in life.
That's awesome. You have a great mother then to even want to excel and go beyond her. That's awesome. And so you ever thought about being a doctor?
Yes, sir. And I feel like I know I can do it because my mom always tells me the world is yours and the sky's the limit, and you do as you please or whatever you want in life.
So listen, so the sky is the limit. So I want to challenge you not only to be that nurse, let that nursing degree be a stepping stone to becoming that doctor so that I can see you somewhere and look at you and say, I need Michaela to be my doctor one day.
Yes,
and the mayor too.
Hey, Michaela, you inspire us all. And I use this quote a lot with our team members. It's by Winston Churchill. He said, "The truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but in the end, there it is." Your mom is speaking the truth.
That's right. That's right.
And you continue on the path she has set forward. We're so proud of you.
We are.
Thank you.
I can't wait. Mr. Wilson and I, hopefully in 5 years, we'll see you walk across that stage to get that diploma.
That's right.
And then the world's going to be yours.
All
Thank
yours.
you so much.
All right.
Thank you, Michaela.
Thank you, Michaela.
Tuscaloosa Talks is now joined by a future pediatrician. You can go ahead and get your reservations in order for about 10 to 12 years from now.
That's right.
Let me tell you something. Mr. Wilson and I had a chance to talk to Carson earlier. The world is going to be yours, just like with Michaela. Carson, why do you want to be a pediatrician?
Well, I want to become a pediatrician because I love working with kids. I love seeing new people that I don't even know. I think that if we see new people and we talk to new people, you can get to know things that a lot of people don't want to say to other people. And I think I love working with kids. I love to talk to people. I love to help people out. So I think being a pediatrician, to work with kids and see the different atmosphere of becoming a pediatrician.
Mr. Wilson?
All right, Carson, that's awesome. So can you tell me about any things that you're doing to help and expose you to why you want to be a pediatrician?
I'm a member of Bright Futures Health Interest Group that is through my church, and we meet every month, and we hear new doctors and pediatricians and dietitians. And
what do they talk about?
They talk about their careers, what made them become what they are today. Also, why got them into becoming that in that medical field.
So, go ahead, man.
No, go ahead.
So, is there one particular person that inspired you to want to be one of those doctors that you listen to on Zoom?
Yes.
Who?
Dr. Brittany Anderson, a medical physician.
All right.
What was it about what Dr. Anderson was saying that caught your attention?
She said that you always have to put forth your best effort and dream big.
Well, you
big.
keep dreaming.
Yes.
Keep dreaming.
And we're proud of you.
We are.
And like I said, I know from my own experience, finding a pediatrician is very difficult. And if you continue on that path, you'll be very well sought after. And the really neat thing is you will save lives and you'll make a difference. And we're so proud of you, Carson.
We are.
All right, Carson.
Yes.
Tuscaloosa Talks is now joined by Christine. Christine, you excited?
Yes, I'm very
A
excited.
little nervous?
Yes, a little
Okay,
bit.
don't be nervous. Now, we were talking earlier, and the arts is where your attention is. Talk about that.
Well, I really like painting and coloring, and one of my most favorite things to do when I'm home and I'm bored, I love to just take out a whole bunch of art stuff like crayons, color pencils. I have a whole bunch of lead pencils because I can't really use like the wooden pencils for my drawings, so I have to sketch out with lead pencils. So I take out a whole bunch of lead pencils. I have easels. I have just massive things of paint. So yeah,
When were you old enough to realize this is something you like to do?
I want to say when I was about 4.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Exceptional.
Yeah.
That's very exceptional. And what did you get at 4 years old that prompted you to do that?
Well, my uncle, he used to
Okay.
come down and visit a lot, and he used to bring down drawings that he
Oh.
makes.
Uh-huh.
And he still draws to this day. And, like, he used to just bring them to me and show them to me. And, like, I used to just get inspired by that. So,
Okay. Are there any paintings that you've done here at Westlawn? Or any drawings?
I've actually made a painting. It's just like a painting of SpongeBob's face
Mm-hmm.
for one of the teachers here.
No, I think that's awesome.
It is. It really is. Okay.
So we're working with the school system to try to get a student art gallery at City Hall. Would that be something? Would you mind designing us something at some point?
I would love to.
What do you like if you had when you're drawing? And I apologize, I don't know much about it, so you'll have to
Neither do
help
I.
me. What is there a particular thing you like to draw, or sketch or paint?
Not really. I just like sometimes if I mess up, I'll just make something else out of what I messed up with.
So,
Wow, what are you really just in 7th grade?
so you
Gosh,
said
that's
something
impressive.
about abstract. So tell us about what's abstract.
Abstract art is basically like it may look like a whole bunch of scribbles or something, but basically abstract art is just like art that you can make stuff out of with making it look like scribbles, but like basically you could take a whole bunch of trash, for example, and like you can make something out of it and it could look like it's just a whole bunch of trash jumbled up, but like when you look at it from a different angle, it looks like something like it could look like a human face or
Wow.
like humans or something,
So you can take a messed up situation
and turn it into a beautiful
and,
artwork.
and turn it into a beautiful picture. That's all right.
You're inspiring. Let's get another round of applause. That was awesome.
I almost went to preach, man.
I tell you, we're back with Taylor. Last but not least, I love the name. As I told you earlier, that's my daughter's name. So
Well, thank you, sir.
and I already have a special affinity for you. Now, you too are in the arts, or are geared and pointed towards the arts. What is it about the arts that interests you?
Well, definitely, I love graphic novels. So that's something that inspires me as well. The arts of seeing, the writing, and how it interests me. It's not just the writing that inspires me, it's also the arts as well.
So when you're like, give me an idea. I've never heard the term graphic novel. What does that mean?
So it's like, it's also as well as pictures, but it's also writing, and it makes the scene and the writing very interesting.
I was reading when I was in seminary. There was a book that that was entitled "Seeing a Sermon." No, hearing a sermon, seeing a film. Basically, reading the words, but seeing it acted out. And so when you talk about the arts, you seem so expressive. And can you tell me what has really inspired you to want to be into the arts the way you are? Because you're very expressive, and I like that.
Well, definitely, I love Marvel comics.
Okay.
I love
See,
the
I was going to
movies.
ask you that. I was guessing that.
I love that, and also seeing just how it's very creative, but also seeing how interesting it makes the writing look. It is very, how you say this? Very expressive.
Okay.
So to me, that's everything. And also who does inspire me is my grandfather. He used to tell amazing stories and make it seem so real.
Really?
Wow.
Let me ask you this question. How has technology helped you to encompass or to be able to see what it is that you like? How has technology helped you?
So
I wanna push that-
technology definitely helps me as of, well, I do write on technology as well.
Yeah, okay.
And then I print it out.
Uh-huh.
So definitely it helps me by accomplishing things, getting those things out, spreading the word.
Okay. So what type of words do you spread to your classmates?
Positive words. Definitely something that'll make their day. But also, it also helps how do I say this? It's very,
Expressive?
yes.
Yeah.
It makes somebody's day. It doesn't have to just be a writing. It could also be one word. It could also be a sentence.
Okay.
Just to make someone's day makes my day.
Okay.
How have your teachers here at Westlawn help you develop this clearly skill that you have?
Well, definitely Miss Anders. I would love to thank Miss Anders. She's one of my best teachers. She helps me in the writing. She's the one that also teaches me how to be more expressive in writing.
So, your favorite Marvel character?
I definitely say probably Iron Man or Black Widow. You know, flying doesn't make you a superhero. You also can have the hands, the ability, the hobbies.
Let me just.
I'm blown away.
I'm blown away.
I'm blown away.
And so Taylor is our last student guest, but as Mr. Wilson and I close out this episode of Tuscaloosa Talks, I hope that everyone that gets an opportunity will take the time to reach out to Westlawn Middle Schools.
Please do.
And all of our schools.
Yes.
This is the type of talent we have that are being developed by the amazing teachers within our school system and administrators and staff members. They deserve us to give everything we have to make certain they're successful. So,
Mayor, I know you didn't say this. Many people don't know this Generation Z. They don't know that you work for the school system.
Yeah.
The mayor used to be the personnel director of the school system. He used to be what Dr. Darren Cameron is.
Yeah, a long time. And Dr. Daria took when I was elected mayor. Dr. Daria took my position.
See there? Wow.
Yeah, and of course the great pride I have is my mom taught 33 years in the Tuscaloosa City School System.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was in the first kindergarten class at Northington.
Really?
Yes, sure. Well, I take great pride in that. Northington Stars, baby.
Yeah. Okay.
But the amazing students here. I mean,
Yes.
all of you. I know you can't see off camera. I'm blown away, and I hope the public will come and get the same experience. And I know we have some administrators and team members here. Thank you for what you do every day. God bless you.
Thank you all.
This has been another edition, a very inspirational edition of Tuscaloosa Talks.
It has been. God bless you and God bless the city of Tuscaloosa.
Have a great day.
All right.